Most men waste hours staring at their phone, trying to decode a woman's messages like it's some secret puzzle. One minute she replies fast, the next she takes hours, and you're left wondering, is she actually interested or just being polite? The truth is, women rarely say it directly. They reveal it in subtle patterns, in the way they text, in the energy behind their words. If you don't know how to read those signals, you'll either chase too hard and kill her attraction or miss the signs completely and let her slip away. But once you learn to spot the difference, texting becomes simple. You'll know when she's genuinely interested versus when she's stringing you along. You'll stop guessing, stop overthinking, and start leading with confidence. Because interest shows up in her consistency, her effort, and the way she invests in keeping the conversation alive. In this video, I'm going to break down the key texting signals that prove when a woman truly likes you, and how to respond in a way that builds attraction instead of killing it. Point 1. She matches or mirrors your effort. The first sign a woman is genuinely interested through text is simple but powerful. She matches your effort. When you send her a message, she doesn't just reply with one-word answers like lol or k. She actually invests in the conversation. She mirrors the energy you give her. If you send a playful text, she responds playfully. If you ask a question, she doesn't just answer it. She flips it back to you to keep things going. That's not politeness. That's interest. Here's why this matters. Attraction always reveals itself through effort. A woman who doesn't care will give you the bare minimum. She'll reply hours later, give short answers, or make excuses to end the conversation. But a woman who's genuinely into you will add to the exchange. She'll send emojis, inside jokes, or even random thoughts just to keep the energy alive. That's her investing. Not because she has to, but because she wants to. Most men miss this because they're too focused on speed. They think, she replied fast, so she must like me. But quick replies don't always equal interest. What matters is the quality of her responses. Is she giving you something to work with? Is she putting in energy to match yours? Or are you carrying the entire weight of the conversation? If it feels one-sided, she's not invested. If it feels like a rhythm, where she gives as much as you give, that's genuine attraction showing itself. Now, here's where most men ruin it. They see her matching effort and immediately crank it up, sending longer texts, double messaging, or trying too hard to seal the deal. That kills the natural flow. The smarter move is to simply stay balanced. If she's giving energy, keep giving energy. If she's playful, be playful back. If she invests, acknowledge it with calm confidence, not desperation. This keeps the dynamic equal and keeps the attraction alive. Think of it this way. Texting is like a dance. If you're the only one moving, it's awkward. But when she moves with you, when she mirrors your steps, that's when you know she's actually enjoying the connection. A woman who matches your effort isn't just replying, she's revealing her desire. And once you see that, you'll never waste time chasing empty replies again. Point 2. She initiates conversations on her own. One of the clearest signs a woman is genuinely interested is when she doesn't wait for you to text first. She reaches out to you. This might seem small, but it's a huge indicator of attraction. Most men are so used to carrying the entire weight of texting that they don't realize how powerful it is when she actually makes the first move. When a woman likes you, she doesn't just respond. She creates opportunities to talk to you. Pay attention to how often she starts the conversation. Does she text you good morning? Or ask how your day is going without you prompting her? Does she send you random thoughts, funny memes, or little updates just to stay connected? That's not coincidence. That's investment. A woman who isn't interested will never go out of her way to start a chat. She'll only respond when you reach out, and even then, her replies will feel dry. But when she's into you, she'll look for excuses to put herself on your radar. Here's the psychology behind it. People put effort into what they value. If she initiates, it means she's thinking about you when you're not around. She wants your attention. She wants to feel your presence in her day. That's genuine attraction. Not politeness, not boredom, but desire. Now, here's where men often mess up. The moment she initiates, they flood her with attention, replying too fast or overcompensating like they've just been handed gold. That kills the tension. The stronger move is to receive her initiation with calm confidence. Respond warmly, but don't make it look like you've been waiting by the phone. This balance keeps the attraction alive because it shows you value her effort, but you're not desperate for it. Another key detail: notice if she initiates after a gap of silence. If she hasn't heard from you in a while and suddenly pops up with, "Hey, what are you doing?" or "Haven't heard from you today," that's her signaling she misses your presence. She's chasing without admitting it directly. That's one of the strongest signs she's genuinely invested. Bottom line, if she's starting conversations with you, it means she values your attention and doesn't want to lose it. That's not something you have to guess. It's clear. A woman who reaches out first isn't just showing interest, she's showing priority. And that's exactly what you want to see. Point 3. She keeps the conversation alive. Here's one of the strongest signs she's genuinely interested. She doesn't just answer your texts, she works to keep the conversation going. Most men only look at the fact that she replied, but that's the bare minimum. A reply doesn't mean attraction. Effort means attraction. And effort shows up when she adds something extra to every exchange, giving you reasons to keep talking. Notice the difference. If you ask her, "How was your day?" and she replies with "good" and nothing else, that's minimal effort. She's not investing. But if she says, "Good. Work was crazy, but I saw something today that reminded me of you," that's investment. She's not just answering, she's contributing. She's opening a door for the conversation to continue. That's interest. Why is this important? Because women don't waste energy on men they don't care about. If she's adding details, asking you questions back, teasing you, or throwing in little stories, it means she enjoys engaging with you. She's not texting just out of politeness. She's texting because she wants to. That's the difference between duty and desire. Here's the psychology. Attraction makes people want to connect. When she's genuinely interested, she'll make an effort to stretch the interaction. Maybe she sends a voice note instead of a text. Maybe she shares a picture of something random from her day. Maybe she even reopens the conversation hours later with, "By the way, I forgot to tell you." These are all ways of saying, "I don't want this connection to end." Now, here's where many men screw up. When they see her putting in effort, they jump in with too much energy, typing essays, asking 20 questions in a row, or overanalyzing every emoji. That kills the flow because it feels forced. The smarter move is to mirror her rhythm. If she's playful, be playful back. If she asks a question, give her a strong answer and toss one back casually. Keep the energy light, not heavy. That balance keeps her wanting more. So remember this. Replies are nothing. Effort is everything. If she's keeping the conversation alive, giving you hooks and adding fuel to the fire, that's her attraction leaking through the screen. A woman who doesn't care lets the chat die. A woman who does care makes sure it never does. Point 4. She uses playful and flirty energy. One of the clearest signs a woman is genuinely interested through text is the tone she brings into the conversation. When she's into you, her messages won't feel stiff, formal, or robotic. Instead, they'll carry a playful, teasing, almost flirty energy. She'll add emojis, stretch out words like "hey" or "so," throw in little jokes, or find creative ways to keep things light and fun. That's not random. That's desire showing itself. Think about it. A woman who feels nothing for you will text you in the same way she texts a coworker, short, polite, emotionless. But a woman who's attracted to you will let her personality spill through her texts. She'll tease you, she'll laugh at your jokes even if they're not that funny, and she'll find excuses to create a spark. This is her way of building connection without outright saying, "I like you." Women rarely confess interest directly. They hint, and playfulness is the language of attraction. Here's the psychology. Teasing and flirting are forms of investment. They require effort, creativity, and emotional energy. If she's giving you that kind of vibe, it's because she wants you to feel her presence. She's not just responding, she's trying to make you feel something. That's the difference between basic texting and attraction texting. Now, here's where men ruin it. When they notice a woman being playful, they either ignore it completely and give dry responses, or they go overboard and try to be too flirty too fast. Both kill the flow. The right move is balance. Acknowledge her energy, play along, but don't push it into desperation. If she teases, tease back lightly. If she sends a funny emoji, send one back in your own style. Show her you can match her rhythm without collapsing into neediness. Another detail to watch. Does she drop subtle hints that could lead to future plans, like, "You'd probably lose if we played that game," or, "I bet you can't cook as good as me"? That's not just banter, that's her setting the stage for more interaction. She's inviting you to step in with confidence. Bottom line, if her texts are playful, flirty, and full of energy, she's not just being nice, she's investing. Women don't waste effort on men they're not interested in. That playful vibe is her way of saying, "I like you, but I want to see if you can handle me." And if you can, her attraction only grows stronger. Point 5. She responds quickly and consistently. When a woman is genuinely interested, she doesn't make you wait days for a reply. She doesn't forget to text back for hours every time, leaving you hanging while she's glued to her phone with everyone else. Instead, she makes time for you. Even if she's busy, she'll find a moment to respond, because when a woman values you, you become a priority. Quick and consistent replies aren't just convenience. They're a reflection of where you rank in her mind. Here's the truth. Women are always on their phones. If she's posting on social media, liking other people's pictures, or chatting with friends while leaving your messages unread for half a day, that's not busyness. That's low interest. But when she's into you, she won't risk losing your attention by being careless. She'll reply in a timely manner, and not just once in a while. She'll make it a habit. That consistency is the giveaway. Now, quick replies alone don't guarantee attraction. Some women are just polite. But when her consistency pairs with energy, detail, and curiosity in her messages, that's when you know it's real. A woman who's genuinely invested doesn't leave you second-guessing. She makes it clear through her effort. Here's where men often mess up. The moment they notice fast replies, they start over-texting, replying within seconds every time, or flooding her with messages. That shifts the balance from attraction to suffocation. The smarter move is to acknowledge her consistency but keep your own rhythm. You don't have to play games, but you also don't need to be glued to your phone. Let the energy breathe. That space keeps things exciting. Psychologically, consistent replies signal she's emotionally engaged. She wants to keep the connection alive, and she doesn't want to risk you losing interest. If she was lukewarm, she wouldn't care. But when she invests time, speed, and consistency, she's showing that her attraction is real. So remember this: late replies and dry texting are excuses. Quick, consistent responses are effort. And effort is the ultimate proof of interest. A woman who likes you doesn't leave you guessing. She shows it in her timing. If she's keeping the thread alive without you chasing, you don't have to wonder. She's already telling you with her actions, loud and clear. I'm interested. Point 6. She asks you personal questions. One of the strongest signs a woman is genuinely interested in you through text is when she goes beyond surface-level chatter and starts digging into you. She doesn't just ask, "How was your day?" out of politeness. She wants to know your thoughts, your plans, your passions, even your struggles. Why? Because interest creates curiosity. A woman who likes you wants to peel back the layers and get closer to your world. Here's the key difference. If she's not interested, her texts stay generic. She'll keep things short, safe, and shallow, talking about random topics but never really asking about you. But when she's into you, she'll look for ways to connect deeper. She might ask, "What's your dream job?" "What's something you've always wanted to do?" Or, "What do you usually do on weekends?" These questions aren't random. They're her way of building a bridge between her world and yours. Psychologically, this is huge. People invest energy into what they value. If she's taking time to learn about your life, your goals, and your personality, that's attraction speaking. She's not just passing time, she's building attachment. And the more personal the questions get, the stronger her curiosity has grown. Now, here's where many men ruin it. When she starts asking questions, they either overshare everything in one go or miss the opportunity by giving dull, short answers. Both mistakes kill the spark. Oversharing makes you look like you've been waiting for someone, anyone, to listen. Short, boring replies make you look uninterested, which can cool her energy fast. The smarter move is to answer confidently, give just enough detail to keep her hooked, and then flip it back with a question of your own. That creates rhythm. It feels like a natural flow, not an interrogation. Another important detail. Notice when she asks these questions. If she does it at night, before bed, that's a huge signal. That's when people are most vulnerable and reflective. If she's choosing that time to dig into your life, she's emotionally drawn to you in a way she can't ignore. So remember this. Personal questions are never just politeness. They're signals of genuine interest. A woman who's curious about your mind is a woman who's attracted to more than just your looks. She wants to understand you, connect with you, and place herself in your future. That's real interest, not guesswork. Point 7. She drops hints about meeting up. The final and most powerful sign she's genuinely interested through text is when the conversation naturally shifts from the screen to the real world. A woman who only sees you as entertainment will keep everything digital, safe, distant, and non-committal. But a woman who's actually attracted will start dropping subtle hints, testing the waters to see if you'll take the lead and suggest meeting in person. Pay close attention. She might say things like, "That restaurant sounds good. I've always wanted to try it." Or, "You'd probably lose if we played that game." Or, "You should show me that sometime." These aren't random comments. They're invitations. They're her way of saying, "I want this connection to leave the phone and move into real life." When she plants those little seeds, she's giving you a clear signal of attraction. Here's the psychology. Women rarely come out and say, "Take me out." Instead, they drop clues to see if you're confident enough to pick them up. If she's hinting at shared experiences, it means she's picturing herself with you. And the fact that she's letting her imagination run like that is proof her interest isn't casual. It's genuine. Now, here's the mistake most men make. They ignore the hints and keep the conversation stuck in texting purgatory. Or worse, they hesitate so long that her excitement cools off. A woman who's hinting at plans is handing you an opportunity. If you don't act, you look unsure of yourself, and nothing kills attraction faster than hesitation. The stronger move is to pick up the hint and lead confidently. If she says, "I love sushi," you reply, "Good, because I know a spot you'll thank me for." Let's go this week. Simple, smooth, decisive. Another key detail, If she's the one asking when you're free or suggesting times herself, that's even stronger. That means she's not just hinting, she's actively pushing to make it happen. At that point, you don't need to wonder. You already know she's genuinely invested. So remember this: attraction that never leaves the phone isn't real. But when she starts imagining you two together in real life and testing you to see if you'll make it happen, that's the ultimate green light. It's not just texting anymore. It's desire. Conclusion. Now you know the truth about spotting genuine interest through text. It's not hidden in emojis, fast replies, or polite answers. It's revealed in her effort. A woman who's really into you will match your energy, initiate conversations, and keep them alive with curiosity and playfulness. She won't just reply. She'll invest. She'll ask you personal questions, show consistency in her responses, and drop little hints about meeting up in real life. Those are the signals that separate a woman who's just being nice from a woman who truly desires you. Most men miss these signs because they're too busy overthinking, panicking about delays, or trying to read too much into every word. But once you understand the psychology behind her effort, everything becomes clear. Attraction isn't built on guessing games. It's built on action, investment, and the little ways she shows she values your attention. Here's the bottom line. Women don't waste time on men they don't care about. If she's putting in energy, creating momentum, and finding ways to connect with you, she's genuinely interested. Your job isn't to chase harder. It's to recognize the signs, stay calm, and lead with confidence. Because once you can read her signals, you'll never wonder again. You'll know.